we can also put that and twist it around on them. So you can go into any group of individuals that are Khazarian and in this collective and their minions, and you can sow discord in there if you use the same techniques that Lin Biao discovered in because I could walk on in and I could chum up to somebody, and then everybody else in the room thinks, oh, known enemy here, known claimed anti-Semite, they claim I'm an anti-Semite and I'm chumming up to this guy. What's that make that guy, right? It taints everything instantly through these network of associations. And so he discovered how to manipulate our social interactions at this level to a great degree. But those, like Isaac Asimov says, it's a poor atom blaster that won't point both ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Well, I'm just my brain. Of course, every time I talk to you, I feel like my brain's going to explode. But again, you put words and structure to what is kind of inchoate in a lot of our minds, that we have a sense that there's a self-organizing collective out there, or somebody. There's some group we can't put our finger on that seems to be fighting back in weird little ways, that you notice things that just don't make sense if there's not somebody fighting back in ways,
And that really freaks the Khazarians out, because they see that as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What about the brotherhood of it's kind of like a brotherhood, what you're talking about. And you see the brotherhood of bears. It's like the Chinese bear, the Russian bear, and our bear. And right. It's like, again, a military, not official, but a group that's working together doing things.
I think of it as a cultural alliance. Okay. Yeah. So I'm allied to my Polruski friends by a shared common culture, right? And this is true with myself and Turks, okay, and Africans. It has nothing to do with skin color or any of that. We have a shared common culture in the sense that we want to promote humanity, and we promote it in an active, gentle fashion. We're not trying to be fascists and make it go to some kind of weird idea we have, right? I just want humanity to flourish. So I'm a programmer. When you program, if you have the mind for it, you suddenly discover design patterns. And from the point you discover design patterns as a coder, you then become a software engineer, because you then understand how the design patterns are replicated throughout the whole thing and how they expand and collapse in order to make function. And you become very, very elegant in your coding from that point on, because you just always try and seek the design pattern that solves the problem for that bit of code that can be replicated over and over and over again, because you're basically a lazy butt. But anyway, so in discovering design patterns, you can see these everywhere. And so I see design patterns even out into universe and coming down into us. And so once you see the design patterns, then you can, like in Aikido, you can harmonize with them to great effect. This is what people try and do when they say they're like manifesting, okay? They see something in their environment and they want to harmonize with it to get more of it. Okay, so universe, in my opinion, and in the opinion of the Catharis, is consciousness. And one day consciousness decides that it's conscious, and it says, I'm bored. I know everything. And so I don't want to be bored. How can I not be bored? I could create novelty. How could novelty be created if I know everything? I have to ponder that. So in order to create novelty, since I know everything, I must create an environment in which the ability of myself to know everything is going to be minimized. And so thus the materium is born, where you and I are sitting our asses on matter, and where we are matter as well. And everything goes to, in the materium, goes to that central point of novelty. Okay, universe is desperate to create novelty. It has to have serendipity arise. And that's why we are here doing all of this wild ass shit, in order that complexity might be created, and from complexity might there exist something that is new and random. So if your consciousness, you know everything, there is nothing that is random. All of our computer chips cannot create a random number. The RND function at assembly language is a random number within a defined range. You can do all different kinds of things to create randomness, but you can't do it within any of our structured things. Universe doesn't like structures. It doesn't like what the Khazarians want to do. Universe favors us. That's why you and I are talking now. It's part of the design. It's part of the design pattern. That's why we've all interconnected. This is part of that design pattern. And so, so I know we will win, so to speak, because universe needs serendipity. It needs maximum complexity. In order that that might happen, it creates these conditions, which I call temporal pressure and novelty potential. And until temporal pressure reaches maximum and novelty potential reaches maximum, nothing may manifest. But when both of those are very close and they're sort of there quivering, it can happen just like that. And we're approaching one of those points now.
Wow. Wow. Well, and it's freedom. You have to have freedom for all this to happen. That's why we're going to win. I'm 100% with you. I get that. Wow,
And
that was really
universe favors.
Yeah. And so is there, well, where should people go? Well, first of all, where can people go and find your stuff?
I do a Substack and BitChute, and other people's take it and put it out elsewhere. I'm not trying to get money for it or anything. So, you know, that's not my point.
You're on Twitter still, right? Or did they?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Truth Social as a Clif_High.
Yeah, I've seen you on there. All right, cool. And well, thank you again. I can't thank you enough. I enjoy our time together here, and someday maybe if there's anything else you want to come and talk about sometime, let me know.
Sure. I'll let you know.
As we come closer to this point of, I really do think you're right. There's a point of departure we're approaching. I've heard it's November, but it may take the consciousness thing in June to get there. I don't know.
You're right. It'll trigger in the last week of April, according to the data sets, and it'll occupy the last week of April and the first week of May with an intensity that we haven't seen for years.
Yeah, I'm supposed to fly on my I said I'm not flying anymore. I was supposed to fly, and I'm supposed to go on April 14th, and I'm back on the 20th or 21st. So maybe I'll make it before that, just before that last week.
I won't fly because the pilots are vaxxed.
Right.
Even though they're saying that now the airlines surreptitiously require one unvaxxed co-pilot.
They don't have enough.
They don't have enough.
They simply don't have enough. No, I know a lot about that, and they're not telling you about all the mishaps that we're actually having. They're hiding that, which tells you it's bad. They don't have to hide things when it's not bad. Right. I was out in Las Vegas recently, and it was only because it was my husband's mother's 85th birthday, and it was a last minute thing that all the family wanted to get together, and it's like, man, I really don't want to fly, but we did, and it was okay. But while we were out there was when that Southwest pilot, we were on Southwest pilot, had a problem. And again, they're trying to minimize that, but you don't have to take a pilot out of the passenger cabin to fly the plane if this were simply a little stomach upset. No, I'm sorry. There's something else going on. So we're just not. Yeah. So well, thank you.
Yeah, kinase for the blood clots.
Yeah. And I like carbon 60. I really do like carbon 60.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that gives you, it stops the rouleau formation. It gives you I've got a whole program on my website, by the way. It's themedicalrebel.com, but it's stuff that's happening, I think. So yeah. So well, thanks again for coming on, and have a great week.
Worries.
Be well.
Yeah, I got to get in and do my bread now. It's got to be put into the loaf pan, so I got to get moving.
All right.
I'll
Talk to you later. See you.